Everybody, what is going on? It's Bill with Franklin Loan Center, and I'm not sure I've ever done a video on this topic, which seems surprising, but it's one of the most common questions I get asked, and it's when I'm talking to clients that, you know, so often I get asked, hey, should I pay some points to buy down this interest rate, right? And it's like, well, first off, what the heck are points, right? What does that even mean? So anytime you hear points, what they're talking about, 1 point is 1% of your loan amount, right? So if you're getting $1 million loan, 1% of that's $10,000, right? And so the way it works is when you're getting a mortgage, regardless of the size of the loan, you always have the opportunity to get a lower rate. You can pay money up front to get a lower rate today. And on the surface, that seems like it makes a bunch of sense, right? I mean, if rates really didn't ever change that much, then it would make, and you thought you were going to be in the house for the long term, then it almost always would make sense to buy down the rate, right? You pay a little bit of money up front. So like, again, going back to the $1 million loan, let's say you buy whatever it is, say pay 1%, by 1 point, and say it saves you, probably 1% is going to save you somewhere in the quarter point to 0.375 on your interest rate, something in that ballpark, right? So it's going to save you, a few $100s. And so the question is how many years does that $300 divide into, 10 grand, right? So you're looking at like roughly a 3-year break-even point, just with some very, very rough numbers, right? So, so then if you have that loan for 10 years, you don't have an opportunity to refinance, you stay in the house, you don't move, blah, blah, blah. That makes a ton of sense, right? Long-term makes very good sense. The problem is not many people do that, right? Hang on to their mortgages, right? I mean, are you going to get a chance to refinance because rates are coming down in the next 3 years? Are you going to end up moving, job change, whatever it might be, right? And so it's like one of those things that is really difficult to predict. Now, look, the thing is like I love to look at this stuff and we just run numbers. It's very easy for me to just anytime just pull up rates. There's a matrix for every single program of rates that are pay 1 point, pay 2 points, pay 5 points, for goodness sakes, whatever the number is. We can run those numbers and make really objective decisions. Where it's more difficult to be objective is the what ifs of what if an opportunity to refinance comes along, right? Because let's just say you pay those points to buy down your rate. It's got a 3-year break-even point, but then you refinance in 1 year, you just flush that money down the drain, right? You're never getting it back. So these are the things to think about. I mean, I feel like I generally lean towards the don't pay points kind of club. But the other thing that I see all the time, this is something I was doing earlier, I've had 2 conversations today with people who are like, hey, my credit union has lower rates than what you're saying, right? So go to the credit union and in the fine print, it's like, oh yeah, that's 1.5 points that you got to pay to get that rate. We could do the same thing, right? So it's a tactic people use, right? So anyway, again, everybody's situation is different. I'm always happy to look at different, strategies for these things. It's not just an across the board, don't do it, but it's definitely a tread with caution. If you have extra funds that you have available to use or you've negotiated from the sellers, we can look at all sorts of different things from, should we just look at maybe just paying all your closing costs for now, instead of buying down the rates and different things, right? So anyway, lots of possibilities there, but again, does it make sense to buy down the rate? It's different for everybody. What are points? 1% of the loan amount. And again, these points, like it's oftentimes like it's never like an exact figure of 1%. It's like the numbers are all over the place, but that's generally how it works. So have more questions about this. Again, I talk about this stuff all the dang time because it's happening all the time. I mean, almost every client I talk to has some questions about points and should they pay them or what should they do. I'm happy to go through those. So that's all I have this week. I'm Bill. I'm with Franklin Loan Center, and I'll see y'all next week.